What's happening, guys? It is October 1st, 2021, and we are loaded up, about to head out to the deer lease. Opening day is tomorrow. Today's Friday, tomorrow's Saturday. So the season opens tomorrow. We're heading out there today to get camp set up. We gotta actually probably mow some stuff down, kind of make our permanent campsite is the plan. And then tonight I'm gonna sit in my dad's rifle blind and just kind of observe, maybe film some deer for y'all. So we're loaded up, about to hit the road, start heading that way. Season starts now. Alright guys, so we are out here opening weekend. Again, this is Friday, not Saturday. Opening day is tomorrow, so we can't hunt tonight. If we have time, I'd like to sit in my dad's stand, but it's not like a priority or anything. So we are going to try to get camp set up and kind of situated where we want it. This is going to be our spot. I brought a mower and saw and everything that we need to clear some of this stuff out. I'll set up the camera, do a time lapse. I'm going to get my boots on and probably put a mask on just to keep my allergies from kicking up too bad out here, since we're going to be out here for a few days. So we're going to get started, get this campsite set up. I do not have COVID. The mask actually came in handy. I'm not sneezing or anything, so I'll take it. All right, before we head out, I'm gonna show you around. Tent, as y'all saw, got my air mattress in there, all my stuff. Just a tight little campsite. We got a grill. I'll probably throw that on the pickup truck to cook, but little infrared grill. That thing's pretty handy. Nick and I actually used that last year when we went to that WMA hunt on public land. Coolers, I got my outdoor shower right there, so that if I get super nasty and dirty, I can at least quickly rinse off with a cold rinse and maybe feel a little bit better. So this is what we got. Main road's right here, so we are going to button it up and go head to the stand and sit for the rest of the evening and enjoy ourselves. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited to be here, guys. The last thing that we got to do before we hit the blind is make sure our bow is good. It's only gonna take a few arrows. I'm gonna throw the broadheads on there. I'm confident in my equipment. I've never had a major issue with it being off, but that shouldn't stop anybody from checking their rig before they hit the field, even if it's just a few arrows at your go-to distances. If I can ensure that my left to right, my up and down, everything's good, and I'm all set for this week. So we're gonna fling some arrows real quick and then head to my dad's blind. So this is 28 yards where I got my target. It is exact distance that we're gonna have a deer at more than likely tomorrow, that 25 to 30 yard range. My feeder's 28 yards from the blind, so let's see what we got. 2 arrows exactly where I put them, slightly to the left. Money. Well, we didn't park as close as we wanted to. Had a little hiccup. As y'all can see, it's a lot wetter than it looks out here from just a little rain this morning. And we got a little bit ways up there, started sliding. I hadn't put it in 4-wheel. So I was like, oh, we're gonna back out. And then pro tip for the day, another tip for you guys, is always face your truck out when you're setting up, parking for an evening hunt. That way when it's dark outside, you don't have to turn around. So that's what I tried to do, and got a little slippery. So it's a little wetter than we thought out here, so we might be doing a little more walking, but oh well, it's fine. All right, we're set up at my dad's blind. We got a couple hours before it gets dark. I really like this spot. Can see a lot. The feeder's 98 yards away. Again, we are not hunting tonight unless a pig just walks right by the blind. That's the only reason I have my bow. Only reason I have my bow is because Nick Powell talked me into it. I wasn't even going to bring my bow. I was just going to be here to video. And before y'all judge my camera, Nick Powell also has my regular video camera, and I'd forgot that he did. So now I'm using our old backup. So, but it's still going to be a good evening. I'm excited. Looking forward to it. Update. We've seen one big pig off to my left. And we got 2 bucks in front of us, the one you just saw on camera. This dude. He's an 8-point. He's got decent mass. He looks young. And he is. I'm pretty sure he's a younger dude. He's in a bachelor group though with this other buck that just stood up. This other buck is freaky. This other buck is 100% a colt. It looks like a 3.5-year-old, which probably puts this other one at 4.5. This buck, I'm gonna try to get a reasonable shot of him on camera. But his right side just goes straight up and has 3 little nubs on the end, just like literally straight up. And his left side, it looks like it's a main frame, like a 3, like just a brow and a big fork. But then it's got a 10-inch drop tine. Like this dude is insane. Alright, well, this morning, the day has come. It's opening day. I am getting ready. It was supposed to rain last night, but I don't guess it did. It's overcast, but we are loading up. About to head down to the road that leads to our ground blind. Park on a gas well rig pad down there. Walk in. Get set up. Well, so far this is not the opening day that I had hoped for. We're in the spot we planned on hunting opening day the entire time. I got in here and my blind was turned over sideways and collapsed in on itself because the stupid cows like to come over here and mess with my blind. They literally ate one of the windows off. Look at that thing. It's gone. The top panel is gone.
It's just been ate up. They ripped all the little loops that hold the stakes into the ground out. So I don't even know how I'm gonna secure this thing now, or if it's just gonna be at their mercy, because they won't mess with a feeder, but they come over here and tear them apart. It's stupid. I hate cows so much. And then I get in here, it gets light, I start trying to range stuff. I know how far the feeder is, but my rangefinder's not working. So we're off to a great start, and unless it's standing at the feeder where I'm super comfortable with the range, with my guesstimate, we're not going to be flinging many arrows this trip unless I can get this rangefinder to work. So awesome start to opening day, but my first hunt last year I killed a deer. Let's see if we can keep it up. Alright, flash forward. Our morning hunt's over. I wish that I could tell you guys that we shot a deer and to go watch a different video to go see the hunt itself, but unfortunately I can't. We're gonna go up here. The cows rubbed my trail camera too, so it's facing the wrong way. So we're gonna fix that. We'll put some stakes in this blind, and then probably go check a couple other of our card pull cameras just to see what's on them, and maybe button it down and wait for the evening hunt. So first hunt of the year's over. Bow season's open in Texas. So we're cooking some sausage, some eggs, venison sausage actually. Get some breakfast in, and then we'll go down, check those cameras and everything. I wanted to talk to you guys real quick while we're letting the food cook though. I've been thinking about everything and reading up on some stuff, learning as I go as well in regards to, like, for example, the sit at my dad's place last night. We saw 2 bucks down there that we've never seen before, ever. But they were only a few yards from our camera. So they were right there, right on top of it, and that's their home area. They were bedded, they were foraging, like they frequent the area, but we never seen them. All this is to say, we talk about moving cameras and scouting other areas. Part of that also is going to be your own eyes. Actually going out there and hunting the areas that even you have cameras on, because just like that, there might be deer that you have no idea are there because they don't walk in front of your camera. So little pointer for you on that as well. There's going to be a lot of that this year too, just us putting eyes on and trying to figure out where the deer are. So we're going to eat. Well, we're back in here for the evening. The weather changed, and it is hotter than Hades in here. I cannot stop sweating for the life of me. I'm drenched, I stink. I have a feeling that this hunt ain't gonna be too hot either. Too good, it's gonna be freaking hot, that's the problem. Texas needs to get their act together for bow season. This is ridiculous. I feel like I'm out here working again. I'm here to hunt. It's about 4 o'clock, we'll see what happens. Be here for the rest of the evening, sweating. So I could very easily just tell you guys that it was an unsuccessful night, because it was. Alright, well, it's Sunday, the 3rd of October, second day of bow season. We had 3 deer come in this morning. The 2 that were under the feeder were young. I wasn't gonna shoot them. Some guys might have, I mean, they're does, but I'm trying to be conscientious about not shooting young deer. The one in the back was mature. She is what I would consider in my bow range. But again, my rangefinder's broke. All right, guys. So I want to jump on here real quick, kind of recap tonight, because some of you might be asking why I didn't shoot that deer. Some of you may look at that deer and think, if that deer was on my property, I would have shot it, no question. And honestly, 15 years ago, on the lease I was on 15 years ago, sorry, I got a bug on my arm. 15 years ago, I probably would have shot that deer on that property. But again, we are in this for the long haul on this place, and that deer is young. That deer might be 4. I still am not the best at judging age, but if I had to put a number to him, that's probably what I'd put. He's a beautiful buck, but he has potential to be a lot bigger. And we got to capitalize on that potential and let these 3 and 4 year olds that have the most potential make it through the year. Give them every chance they can. And shooting that deer on opening weekend is not going to do anything to help that. When you look at a deer, whether it's in person or on a trail cam, and you're thinking, well, maybe he's a shooter, like maybe not, maybe he is. You're trying to justify it to yourself. You are trying to make him a shooter in your own mind to justify shooting him. And that's the wrong mentality to have. That's the mentality that does not grow big deer. If there is that doubt in your mind, if you are trying to justify it, then he's not. You need to let that deer walk. If he is a shooter, you will know it. The second that deer walks out in front of you, you will know that is a mature buck and that is a shooter. There's only 2 deer that we've seen so far on this property, and they've both been on camera. They're not even in person. That I am for sure like that's a shooter buck. One of them's the Big 10 that's down this area that I'm bow hunting, and the other one's the monster 8-point that's up on my dad's stand. Again, neither of those deer we've seen in person yet, but we know they're there, and I'm sure that there's more out there. So while that buck tempted me a lot tonight, it was the right call to let him walk, because next year he's going to be even bigger, and this year there's another big buck with my name on him walking around these woods. We just got to wait till he presents himself. So that is it for day number 2. We got one more hunt in the morning, and then we're heading home, so hopefully we can punch a tag before we pack it up. So we'll see y'all in the morning. Alright, well, it has all come down to this. Last day, last hunt, last morning of this weekend, opening weekend. This is about the best morning weather-wise we've had. A lot of condensation on the ground. It's about 50 degrees. Clear. Not much of a moon last night. So I'm hoping that they'll be moving. Haven't seen anything yet, but the deck stacks in our favor, so we'll see what happens. On me. I got greedy. First one that came out, she was young. They were all pretty close to a similar size, but first one was young. The second one was bigger and more mature. I would consider a shooter. The third one, and the reason I waited to see the third one, because I knew that it was the group of 3. I knew that it was that group. She was obviously older. So when I saw her, I was like, that's the one I want to shoot.
This no rangefinder thing's killing me because I keep second guessing myself on judging distance. I've always considered myself to be a good judge of distance under 40 yards, but apparently I need to go practice some more with some unknown yardages, because this has been ridiculous. Twice now I've had an opportunity to maybe take a shot if I'd had a rangefinder or if I was more comfortable. And that doe was one. She stayed on the backside of the feeder again the entire time. And I know the feeder's 28 yards. And the whole time I'm thinking, is she 30? Is she 35? How should I take this shot? You gotta know your equipment. I know what my bow, I know where to put the pin depending on what the yardage is. So what really gets me though is I was waiting on her, hoping she would come into the feeder, and she never did. The other one, the second one, the other one that was a good size, she gave me a shot at what I am confident is 30 yards right before she and the older one left. And I didn't take it because I wanted the older one. So there's some whitetail management getting the better of me right there. But
well, guys, that is all she wrote. Like I said, that one's on me on that last hunt. I shouldn't have been so greedy, but yeah, I'll be kicking myself on that until I can get a chance at redemption. But we're packing it up now. The reason is it's supposed to get up to 90 this afternoon. It's going to be incredibly hot again, and then warmer temperatures the rest of the week. So our chances would be slightly less than they have been up to this point. So we've been out here for 3 days essentially, so we're gonna call it a weekend and take it back home. Hopefully next week we'll be able to get some time to maybe come back out here for another hunt or two, but try to make the most of our bow season. But appreciate y'all tuning in and watching on our Texas Dirt Series. A lot more to come as we continue to hunt out here this season and continue to improve this property. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll catch you on the next episode.